whether it's Chinese New Year, whether it's an Italian fix you need. Either way, this beautiful rose-shaped dumpling or rose-shaped ravioli, depending upon what you're making, is going to make the most beautiful dish ever. We're working with 3 dumpling wrappers, perfect for if you're looking to make something with the extra wrappers from doing dumplings, but you can always do this with regular pasta dough. So for the how-to video, head on over to kcknh.com, find me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Now, in the past couple years, I've actually featured this particular fold. We're using 3 wrappers this time, and there's an overlapping process you can use in order to achieve this. And there are sections that are familiar from the dumpling video on where you're applying your water to have this treated like a glue. Now, it doesn't matter what filling you're going to be using, guys. I just happen to have some leftover salmon meat from when I did some salmon stock. We're going to take the first dumpling wrapper. We're doing 1/3. So we're going to do the right side as 1/3 of being wet with water. And that's going to help us mount the second wrapper here. And we're going to repeat the process with the 3rd wrapper. I want this to be able to stick together very, very well. Now we're going to go to the sides. So we'll just, like the dumplings, we're going to take our water and apply it to the edges. And we're going to grab our filling. And believe it or not, we're using the same amount of filling as if we were doing one solo dumpling. So we're putting approximately 1 ounce, maybe 1.5 ounces. It just depends on the size of the wrappers. We're going to put it just below the middle of where the wrappers are lined. Now we're going to get ready to wet the dough, because the next step we're going to take, we're going to actually lift the bottom and curl it upward to be able to start folding this. So we're not using a lot of water, guys, so just be mindful. We don't want this super soaked. And we'll grab that bottom and we're going to match it wrapper to wrapper. Now, it's very important that you pay attention closely. We want to seal the best way we can. Your thumbs are going to do the work today. You might get a little sore because if you've never done this before, after a while you start to get a little sore. It's okay. After a little practice and muscle memory, this becomes second nature. So we're just making sure that at the junction where these dumpling wrappers are sitting, that those are absolutely sealed. And we've got no air in this. So we're going to go ahead and line some water on the side of this dumpling. And this is where we're going to have the fun part come up. We're going to take this and start curling. And we're going to wrap the dumpling around itself. And you can see it take shape into a rose. Just use a little bit more water to anchor that edging there. Just make sure your tops are sealed. And look, you've got a rose, guys. This works great. I'm telling you, it's so much fun to make. So we're going to do this again with the video up close and personal here. So that first wrapper comes down. And we're going to get this ready for the next wrapping layer, because we want to anchor that. So we're doing about 1/3 to the right. So we'll place the second wrapper right there. We'll get that anchored very well. And it doesn't take long for this to anchor itself, guys. So you don't have to necessarily worry about waiting and waiting. That's the nice part about this. Wrappers you can get at your local Asian market, or you can simply make your own. It's a 2-to-1 flour to warm water ratio. But I like to support local. It's the same cost if I buy a package versus make my own. Same exact cost where I live. So we're working on that dumpling mixture here. Again, we're putting it just below the middle. And we want to make sure we're not bringing this edge to edge because we still have to seal this and get as much air out. So we're just being mindful of how much we're putting down for the filling. And now that we're ready, we're going to take the bottom and we're going to roll it upward. Now look at where my thumbs are positioned. I'm going to start anchoring right away where the dumplings come together. And we're going to pinch down, and this is the best way to get rid of any air and how we're sealing the mixture in. So go back to your water at this point. You're going to start lining the side of the dumpling with some water because we're going to seal this together in a rolling fashion. So we would begin with that edge and you just gently start curling it in. You don't want to go too fast, otherwise you're going to have a mixture mess all over. A little bit more to anchor the side. Gently push that up against the base, and you have another rose ravioli. And these are very easy to cook up, guys, but you don't want to boil them. You're actually going to do a shallow boil. It'll be the step when you're doing traditional dumplings. When you get to add the water in, you're going to add about 8 to 10 ounces of water, but you do want the lid to stand by. So it'll be the same step as if you're making Chinese dumplings, because effectively we want to do a parboil and a steam at the same time, because if you immerse these, you're going to have the biggest hairy mess ever. It's disgusting. We want to make pretty things. Delicious things, but pretty things. And they do cook up fast, guys. It's probably going to be about 5 to 6 minutes, depending upon how thick the filling is, how big the dumplings are. But if you're using the standard Chinese dumpling wrappers, you're going to probably see 5 to 6 minutes, to be very honest with you. And you want to remove those carefully. Obviously, they're going to be hot. You line your plate with it. Use your favorite sauce. Do your favorite garnishes. Now, I don't have this recorded yet, and that's because today is Valentine's Day for 2024. So I will do a separate post to show you how the final results show. I'm actually making this for my husband for tonight's dinner. So I hope you'll give this technique a shot, and this will surely make a beautiful dish come together for your loved ones, or for any time for that matter. So have a good time with this, happy cooking, and I'll catch you later.